So keep, if you will, if you will, rookies, if you will, 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 if you will, you won't, you will, you will, you will, you won't, if you will, you will, you will, you won't, you will, you won't, you will, if you will. So keep, he in the city of Marshall, village of Marshall, in the town of Marshall, and he feeling good today. He say he got to put a judicial complaint in on the judge that just wasn't judging right. If we understand what guilt versus confight is, 658 Fed third at 82 and 83. But outside of that, we want to see how many trick or treat and coat drives the Beloit chaplains have been involved in, and how many YouTube social media influencers have created material for these people as they celebrate Halloween, and as we celebrate new Supreme Court case law requests for all women's infants and children, because the men got lost. The people with the money. It was a sick. It was a sick situation. The true goat. Everybody want to be ghosts. They not ghosts. The true goat. He here. He's speaking on this subject matter today. Everybody want to be ghosts. They got the hats on, they got the jury on, they got this on, they got all their clown uniform on, and then when it comes time to delegate with the people in the scriptures and in the courtroom, they get lost in the lexicon of life. And in this lexicon of life, we're trying to figure out if we could get the likes of Donald Trump, Elon Musk, any international companies that's doing good, got a surplus. We're trying to get that $5 billion a surplus from Tony Evers in the state of Wisconsin, the governor. He bragging about we got a $5 billion surplus, and we got so many people out here hungry, don't have the likes of the material things that Tony Evers got, don't have the likes of things the rich people got. We got so many people out here struggling to make ends meet. But then we got, shout out to Johnson Tractor. We got so many out here struggling to make ends meet. And then we got the likes of Tony Evers bragging to the United States Attorney General's office that we got a $5 billion surplus. And then we got the likes of Zookeeper saying that he's suing for hundreds of thousands of trillions of gazillions of dollars with no shillings because they played with him, sent him an officer. He got 15 girlfriends at the time. He got a $50 million school, but then he seen somebody that could be his church funeral director, his church choir singer, his church everything, the school director, the church farm startup, the church coat drive startup, the church everything startup. Anything you think of with a physical business, that was a startup. But then we got this thing called artificial intelligence. Intelligence. And what intelligence do, it create new government budgets. We trying to figure out why Tony Evers felt so compelled to brag about this thing called a $5 billion surplus when he had no idea how many kids out here broke, starving, and subject to gang banging, committing criminal activities to make ends meet as they out here mowing lawns and shoveling manure off farms. We trying to figure this out in the city of Marshall, town of Marshall, village of Marshall. Did Governor Evers really say he had a $5 billion surplus, and is the Attorney General's in the state of Wisconsin, United States of America, Attorney General's office soliciting for artificial intelligent trick-or-treat coat drives? Is they doing that or not? We trying to figure this thing out. Is Zookeeper, he say, he got the sheriffs kind of upset with other sheriffs. He got the bosses now mad at the president. And then we got the governor in the skillet looking good today for subject matter where we need to understand why was it a good thing to have a $5 billion surplus when we didn't have the likes of grants and proposals truly being solicited for the children, and we want to try to figure out today as we delegate in the city of Marshall, village of Marshall, town of Marshall. Actually, if you will, let's lock it in. You know, we want to clarify a few things. You know, Zookeeper said he was a real pastor. He said he was a real lawyer. He said he was a real non-accredited lawyer. He said he was a real a person to lead the sheep out the wilderness, and he knew how to do it because Moses got caught in the desert with the demons. And we want to let you know what a demon is. A demon in Zookeeper School is anybody that will try to take you outside the will of God, your will and your purpose from God. Now, he gave it to you. It was a sacred thing. And we want to shout out all people who continue to watch the show and continue to think that it was a figment of a Zookeeper's imagination, a daydream that he got lost in, that he was asked on a date by this officer named Victoria Bailey. You know, and it's a beautiful thing that so many men are just so, so insignificant in life. Well, they find themselves truly bosses, but then they really wasn't kicking up no noise. Police didn't really try to come and, intrude upon a right under the Fourth Amendment. And what we want to discuss today is Fourth Amendment intrusion. And what we want to discuss today is Fourth Amendment, a new president request that we requested to the United States Supreme Court because P. Diddy, now his constituents, stop it, Rookers. No, Puff Daddy. You know, Sean Puffy Combs in there. You know, everybody getting on social media saying, well, the only way you can make it in the music business at this time is to sell your soul. And we understand why Victoria A. Bailey didn't blow up as a gospel singer. She didn't sell her soul. But then she got lost in the maze in the masquerade the human set as imaginary wealth. And Zookeeper say today we want to understand what wealth is, what God said the children should have if their imaginations now can lead the sheep to imagine the things that they realize and fantasize about, and if it's available under the government budget. Now, what is the government? God got a tight government. I mean, he got people that believe, people that don't believe, and people that do illegal things. And all these things make sense, but sometimes they don't. If we caught up in a lexicon where the sheriff's out here policing with tight budget, the police out here tight budget, everybody on a tight budget, and then we got IT security, artificial intelligence security ain't under no tight budget. Then we got the kids subjected to all this poverty, but we got the rich people bragging about surpluses that should have never been surpluses. So Zookeeper say he want to slow it down today. We want to focus in on Tony Evans, Governor Tony Evans. No, why did he brag that it was a $5 billion surplus when $5 billion really ain't no money? And Zookeeper say he's suing for thousands of zillions of trillions of dollars to rewrite government legislation on the United States Supreme Court Fourth Amendment first. Now, he don't care about his money right now. You know, he care about his company. And his company is for him and Victoria Bailey. But a lot of people don't know who she is. And we want to introduce you to her, but a lot of people don't want that to happen, including Zookeeper, because he say he was subjected to watching this woman in church sing for God all these scriptures. Beautiful note she was hitting, and it aroused his senses, you know, his five senses. And then we went to the sixth and the seventh sense. We got stuck in an angelic plane when angels, you know, communicate beyond the wildest imagination of another human, but you got to be an angel. You can't be fully demon. So what we saying at this time, you had to have changed your life to a capacity where God could use you as a vessel. And we using our angel sense today. As true Christian, we want to know if God said there was no shortage of funds in the kingdom of God. Why is there so many people homeless in Wisconsin? Why is there so many people going back and forth to prison in Wisconsin? Why is there so many people uneducated in Wisconsin? Why is learning so boring in Wisconsin? Why are we seeing the same companies continue to go up in Wisconsin? Why we don't see artificial intelligence grants and proposals being proposed, and we got people teaching how to write these grants and proposals? Why we don't see these things is robbing Zookeeper of his imagination. And for all those who truly believe that Zookeeper was never approached by this woman named Victoria A. Bailey, and they talked on multiple occasions about whether or not he was worthy now of her protection. It's to remain to be seen. I mean, one day you might see them walking down the aisle, and one day you might see them in the courtroom delegating about Supreme Court endeavors under the Fourth Amendment first. See, now it's got to be a first. See, Zookeeper, he say they tried to make them two fight, but they so connected by God and his leadership that Zookeeper say in his own way he had to strip tease with the government and let them know that, hold on, she made a beautiful choice, but now on y'all part of the deal, maybe something had went wrong when it should have went right. But sometimes something got to go wrong before it can go right. It's a Zookeeper, see Guilt versus Confight, 658, Fed 30, 82 and 83. He say a true pastor, he come to lead the sheep out the wilderness. And what we talking about today is kingdom economics. No, kingdom economics, people. We focus on the resources that's been left here, the resources that were thought of, but nobody in they lifetime sat back and contemplated that frame and meditated on the wonders of God and the gifts that he passed another human, and we focus on micro and macro economics. You know, the tree and the forest of it. Who really got the money? Who really in the high country? Who really building country? Who really building on businesses? Who really edifying to their cities? Who really got the money, not faking like they got the money? You know, Zookeeper say he got to play like he got money. Do he got money or do he not got money? Zookeeper the brokest joker in the world, but tomorrow he might be the richest person on the world. So what we say, God say sometimes money ain't the mission. The mission is public safety. So Zookeeper say he been telling the sheriffs, the police officers, FBI, CIA, and then Lord behold, he trying to blow up on YouTube, and Lord behold is somebody in the transgender community. You know, LGBT community. You know, get on the phone and call the police under false motive over 100 times. Because Zookeeper trying to wake the dead people up. He's saying, hold on, a man can't sleep with another man. God said it. And a woman can't sleep with another woman. God said it. But the United States of America said, okay, well, if you want to play this game, we going to respect your right under the First Amendment. You got free exercise clause. God gave you free will, so we going to give you free will. What you say you want to do? And we got so many people, you know, they got this law passed. They feel like God ain't real. Well, what happened was, in Zookeeper's imagination, and general opinions hold no truth, for the generality of men are ignorant. Zookeeper say in his imagination, he think the Supreme Court just said if they got a reprobated state of mind, we just let them show themselves to God. 2 Timothy 2nd chapter, verse 15. Study the word, divided, right then, show thyself approved unto God according to thy works, and not man, because they won't understand the measure of your plan, because God give you a sacred plan before the land, but you got to manifest it before the land. You can't be playing. So Zookeeper say he was the biggest drug dealer in town, biggest womanizer, biggest loser, biggest goof. And he get approached, Lord, behold, by this woman, she a cop. God damn it, can you dig it? She asked Zoo on a date. And ever since she asked Zoo on a date, they just been somehow keeping in touch from the channels of government. And then God say, maybe y'all should bump into each other today. Be a beautiful thing. And Zookeeper say he has not been with woman. He's been waiting on this woman. And is this not snot? Zookeeper say when a real woman approaches, and she got a few dollars, she got a few resources, and you being a man, is you gonna be a leech and leech off of her? Is you gonna suck on her like a vampire And we talking about vampires today. We want to understand what the human mind do when the human mind develops. You know, it get a thirst for this thing called blood. Not like vampires, but it's a vampire thing. We gotta give you the scientific, artificial intelligent portion of it. Okay, we got this thing called sperm, then we got this thing called egg. And when people get old enough, now the mind craves these juices. It's just like drinking a Pepsi. Shout out to Pepsi. It's Zookeeper, baby. Halloween. We in it. 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 It's Halloween, Coat Drive. We're in the city of Marshall, village of Marshall, town of Marshall. We want to slow it down for my special fans. And we want to slow it down for all those who believe Zookeeper has lost his mind, that Victoria ain't real. You know, it's a hell of a thing. Zookeeper say we wanna lock it in one more time. And shout out to Icy Hot. The Zookeeper say his foot, you know, his foot kind of hurting today, but that's small talk. You know, he got to talk to Victoria because, you know, we in a hell of a situation. We got my baby in uniform. No, she asked me on the date. No, Zookeeper say he been asked the lady to break up with him. But somehow she think he's stalking her, and somehow he thinks she stalked him, and he got the right to get on his phone and say, baby, you should have done that. I really was the man you thought I was. But the people said I was a goofy, so I got to play goofy sometimes, hit you with the matrix, and then come right back at you and say, hold on, I got you, but you're still rich. No, God said I must forgive you because you sung them scriptures real good. But as we talk about today's lesson, no, we want to talk about the Fourth Amendment. No, shout out to Sean Puff Daddy Combs. No, shout out to all the artists now that transparently knew the only way they could make it in the industry was to give up a little bit of that hind pot. You know, that hind pot. It pot. That hind pot. Yes, it's Zookeep. Don't sleep. He say he doing a show for his baby, Victoria A. Bailey, Beloit Police Department employee. But before that, she was a Mercy Hill church singer. So we don't want to focus on her work for the police today, but we do. We don't want to focus on nothing negative, but we do. Because we turn all negatives to positive. See, it was a sick situation, people. No, it was like Beauty approaching the beast. She come up on the zoo. You know, zoo the most deplorable human being society had bred. Womanizer to the T. She say, you want to hang out? And Zoo say, what does that mean? Well, they say I do this. I don't care. They say I don't care. And you know, only the people that got the confidential files. You know, that switchboard. It's just like this. No, I always trust scripture. No, we always trust scripture. And Zookeeper School. No, 10 years from now, we gonna look back on this. True Chris. True Chris. So we in one hell of a situation. Zookeepers say Governor Evers has bragged we got a $5 billion surplus. And we want to know how many artificial intelligence grants been proposed for IT security under the Fourth Amendment where probable cause exists, where we think sexual activity is going on deviant, non-consensual sexual activity because the child now that's being abused can't give consent because they be hitting them with the date drape drugs and all the other drugs and all the other things to make them feel euphoric recall to the level where they would never tell anybody about these levels of recall. And these secrets gonna be so sacred that only thing can save them is Supreme Court modification of the Fourth Amendment. But we got to see how dirty, P. Diddy and them did the industry. Now, a lot of people gave up their soul. And Kanye say it all the time. Shout out to Kanye West. A lot of people thought he was fake. No, forget Kanye. He ain't a real pastor. He's a goofy. That's just, naysayers and haters. No, he preaching anti-Semitic. He teaching this. They were trying anything to take that booty. And Kanye say, I'm not giving you my booty. You can't have it. And a lot of people behind the scene, they right with the shenanigans. Yeah, Kanye crazy. Kanye crazy. Kanye crazy. Kanye going against the government. And Lord behold, now Kanye get his lick back. It's like that sometimes when people think you done went mad and God tell you to give a message to the sheep, but the sheep don't quite understand what's going on in the land. This Rabbit Eagle zookeeper condemns all men. He say, hell of a situation. No, he filthy. Got a few, but he don't. He broke. He got approached by the most beautiful cop in the world. I mean, money couldn't buy this situation. She got strong genes. And you got to understand, zookeepers say, as we talk, grown people talk. Grown people, they go to smelling on these people. You got to watch dogs and cats. It's just like an alley rats. Zookeepers say it's a hell of a situation. When humans grow up, they desire a partner. And when women, we know women mature way more faster than men. They emotionally twice as strong, but spiritually now, they shouldn't be stronger than the man. The man got to teach his woman, but she gonna be able to nurture him if he get hurt in his pursuit to live out his God-given talents. Because a lot of people don't want you to elevate. And Kanye, we know he was talented, and we know what Forbes magazine did to him. Talked about him like a dog. But then let's get back to Tony Evil. Zookeeper say he sued Tony Evil. People thought he went mad. He say, not only am I suing Tony Evil, I'm suing the jail. We shouldn't build the jail. What we need to do is keep that jail right there